This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
All right, we should be live. Nathan Burnett, episode 47 with my man Ceejay Hoop Talks. We are having a bit of technical difficulties, so both our cameras are a bit shitty right now, but it is what it is. You know, it's better than no video at all, at least. But as I said in my last episode, I wanted to, a lot of stuff I had in my last episode I wanted to go over with CJ, so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing this episode, as well as going over some more recent stuff like the Bucks head coach and the MVP and stuff like that. But all of CJ's stuff is going to be in the description, as well as there should be a card up here somewhere because he's always coming on every now and then. So, you know, me and him always have a good time whenever we record. So,
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Anything you want to say, CJ, before we get started, or no?
No, not really much. Just ready to record and let's get it on.
I bet. All right, so the first thing, I talked a little bit about this, like, again, like, a lot of the stuff I talked about last episode, but, did you see the NBA finally, like, released the load management rule, basically?
Yeah, for NBA awards and
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to get your thoughts on that. I basically said that I like the rule, but I have a feeling that it's going to be fine-tuned over the years, basically. So
Yeah, so about that, so I mean, yeah, the NBA, they're finally cracking down on load management and everything, but I feel like yes, it's good for the league, but going down the line and we're talking about players' legacies and everything, people like Kawhi, Anthony Davis, or players who just can't stay healthy, they're gonna miss out on awards, and we're gonna start glorifying players who shouldn't be getting these awards. Like, let's say DeJounte Murray, he goes out averaging 21, 6 and 7, and the only reason he makes an All NBA team is because such and such didn't stay healthy for 65 games and much. You know what I'm saying? So it could be. It's a two-way sword on that kind of rule, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel you. That's why I said I feel like it'll be fine-tuned because, like, right now it's just like I think I could be wrong, but what I read is that it's just a straight, like, it's just like a flat number, basically, where it's like you have to play this amount of games for XYZ. But I think there will be, like, some different, like, clauses added in there for injuries and other stuff like that. And I also think that they'll change the amount of games as well. So we'll see what happens. But I definitely thought it was interesting that they finally, like, released the rule.
Right?
Because, I mean, yeah, I don't know how I feel about load management to begin with, like, even without the rule. Because, like, I sort of gave the argument that, like, I understand the fan side of it, where it's like, if you pay tickets to, like, watch a game, it's like you want to see your player. But it's like,
For sure.
it's like, at the same time, like, that's just part of the game. Like, sports is strategy, you know what I mean? And part of strategy is going to be saving your players for when you need them. So, I don't know. I just feel like it's an inherent part of the game that, like, even with these rules, people are going to find ways around it and stuff like that. Because that's what sports is trying to make the most out of the rule set and everything. So, let's see here. We can go through the awards real quick. So, I talked about Paolo last episode getting Rookie of the Year because when he first got drafted, I don't know if you remember, but I was sort of like 50-50 on him.
Yeah.
But definitely this year, he's definitely showed, like, what he can do and everything, and he's definitely worked out for the Magic. So, what are your thoughts on that, and where do you see the Magic ending up in these next couple of years with him?
So there's actually a report that they're going to give up on Jonathan Isaac, and Jonathan Isaac, uh, he's. I feel like defensively, he was gonna be like this huge defensive wing for the Magic, or he was gonna not. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have any offensive talent, but his defense it was just amazing. Then they bring in Paulo Banchero. Paulo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. He's freaking amazing. This man can literally just do. He has a lot of usage. You know what I'm saying? He's like point forward type of. He's like a big point guard.
Yeah.
And thing is, what it comes with that, they have a lot of guards, and they have a lot of guards, like a lot. The Magic have a lot of guards. I know I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but basically, what I'm trying to say is like Paulo, this Magic team. I feel like eventually they're gonna start making moves. They're gonna start making trades because a lot of these players, like they got too much talent on their hands. Like they got so much talent. Like they got so many players, so many key pieces. Like if you bring two all-star players to this Magic team, I'm pretty sure they'll make a good run in the playoffs. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like this Magic team, yeah, they're so built. Thing is, Paulo with that, it's just it kind of changed the dynamic of what the Magic is gonna do. Because yes, they're gonna try to build around Paulo, and I remember Paulo had this whole huge shooting slump.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, before that shooting slump, everybody don't know this, but the Magic, they was like considering like a play-in team, like because they was winning games, they was going on streaks. I remember that win streak I posted on my Instagram one time.
Yeah.
Like it was on a 10-game win streak.
Yeah.
Like the Magic, yeah, they was in playing contention, and thing is, it showed the potential this Magic team can be one day. But they can't stay all together because everybody has talent and somebody wants somebody talent on that team.
Yeah. So with you talking, this actually brought up a new idea. So I don't keep up with the Magic front office at all. So this could be completely wrong or a completely bad take because I will admit right now I'm very ill informed on like that's that side of things for the Magic. But do you see them getting a new coach or a new GM soon? Because I mean, that's sort of where the Kings were at, and now look at the Kings now. Is like the Kings kept making it to the play-in these last couple years, but they could never really get past the play-in. But the thing is that the team wasn't being utilized in the correct way. You had all these great players, but they were performing at half capacity because they were running plays that weren't utilizing their full capabilities. And then you get a new coach, and the coach is actually drawing up things that like work for them, and then you have a GM that brings in Kevin Herter and some other decent players, moves some players around and everything like that. Do you see the Magic doing something similar maybe with the point you just brought up?
So the Magic, they have their coach. I'm pretty sure not really much people know him. Is Jamal Mosley or something like that? 'Cause I think Steve Clifford, he got fired or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thing is with that, it's just like I don't know, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm really on the same boat as with you. Yeah, I don't know about that. Probably they're gonna have to like make a move. You're not trade, but definitely install a new coaching game plan. I say if the Magic does do that though, they have to get a defensive coach.
Yeah.
They have all these great defenders. They got Markelle Fultz. They got Jonathan Isaac. Well, I mean, Jonathan Isaac may leave, and Jonathan Isaac is just not available. But they have a lot of key defensive players. Then they have Wendell Carter Jr. I feel like Wendell Carter Jr. He's like very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's an undersized center, but he can shoot. He's like a stretch five at the center position. So even if I don't know, I feel like they can run a defensive minded
Yeah, and I definitely feel like the league is slowly moving towards that as well. I've talked about that a couple times where I feel like defense is slowly coming back.
Yeah,
How long it'll take is another question. Like if it takes 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. But I
yeah.
feel like the offensive rating of the league is slowly starting to revert back to defense because I've talked about it many times, but it's sort of this cycle where offense breeds defense and then defense breeds offense. So the league was so defensive through the 90s and early 2000s, and then because of that, like teams had to find ways to get past defenses, so they created these massive offenses like the Warriors or even the Kings now. You know, the Kings scoring like 170 points in a game. These crazy offenses, and then defenses have to be built to put up with those offenses, so then it becomes a huge important on drafting defensive players again. And that cycle just continues. So we could definitely see the Magic, but a bunch of other teams as well start to really push towards more defensive coaching and everything like that. So
Actually, I want to add into that too. When you're saying that the defensive, they're coming back and everything, and how offense breeds new defense and defense brings new offense. I like that. That's a good cycle, but we gotta remember, like, rule changes actually play a part in that too. And the foul baiting rule change. I think the whole offensive explosion, especially back then, not back then, earlier in this year, everybody was like, "Oh my God, everybody can have like a 40 point, 30 point game," and I think that the only reason that's like very like why everybody's getting more offensive is because like we're shooting a three ball and everything, but it's really on how much we enforce rules like foul baiting or like offensive charges, because there's a lot of times NBA players are getting rewarded for bullcrap, like literally they're getting very awarded.
yeah,
I mean, I don't want to throw him under the bus because he's MVP, and I'm pretty sure you don't like him, and I had him for my MVP. But Joel Embiid,
yeah,
he really will come down there and just like throw out some bullshit and get a foul just because they just threw a little hand on him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, my two biggest people that I've always yelled at for are LeBron and Harden for that, because Harden is like argued to be like the reason that rule exists, and then everybody's gonna say I'm biased and I hate LeBron, and they're not exactly wrong, but also like, like LeBron, it's no secret LeBron has so much special treatment in the league that yeah, and I mean, for everybody saying like, oh, you're biased and all that, it's like, MJ's my GOAT, and MJ had the same treatment. I'll say that right now to make it fair. Jordan got special treatment as well. It's no secret that the higher marketable players get special treatment, but it just is what it is. So I don't know if that's ever going to be fixed, because I think that's going to be around forever, is the players that are drawing in your money are going to get special treatment because, again, they're drawing in your money. So so we'll just move down the list here. Actually, we brought up Embiid. We can talk about the MVP real quick, and then we can go into the other awards. I was going to talk about MVP last, but fuck it, let's talk about MVP now. I mean, you already know who I wanted to win MVP, but I mean, I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Okay, why do you think it wasn't gonna happen?
No, I wanted it to be Giannis, because I mean, it should always be Giannis, but because I mean, bro, we were number 1 seed team in the East yet again. Like, Giannis is out the first 2 games. Like, I know MVP is a regular season award, but like, he was out the first 2 games of the playoffs, and then we lose. Like, dude really puts the team on his back. Like, without him, we lose. With him, we are almost undefeated.
Yeah. So I mean, the only reason I don't have Giannis as MVP gang, I'm gonna be honest with you. That team was stacked, bro. They had the 6 man of the year coming off the bench. They had nearly 2 defensive player of the years as their starting lineup because they had Giannis. Giannis had some first place votes. Brook Lopez had some first place votes. I know Drew Holiday didn't get any first place votes, but he definitely got some second or third place votes. So they had, you know what I'm saying? He had to help. Yeah, and they don't. When it comes to the MVP criteria, they don't like really giving MVP to the person who really got the most stacked team. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then Bobby Portis didn't give any help to that because like he almost won 6 man of the year.
Yeah.
So then they had this deep bench. They had who they had coming off the bench. I know Grayson Allen started.
I was just gonna say, to your point, that's exactly why I said that Kyrie to the Mavs is gonna be bad, because it just hurts Luka's MVP argument. So.
Oh yeah. For real, because they don't like the help narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, with Joel Embiid, he didn't have a bench, but he had James Harden. I'm not even gonna lie. When people brings up the MVP, I'll be like, okay, Jokic probably should have won this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, when you bring up the whole help argument, Embiid has Harden, so you make a good point. But even with Harden, they have similar stats, so it's I could see other people make the argument being well, if you take away Harden, how many points does Embiid have a game? Rather than sharing the ball with Harden. But I don't know.
Then yes, Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Another thing on that.
I was just gonna say, honestly, I could have seen MVP going either way. I would have been. I was happy that Embiid won it, but if Jokic won it, I would have understood. I think besides stats, there's a whole media push behind it. So it's if Jokic would have won his third, I would have been I would have rolled my eyes a little bit, because I would have been okay, so they want the huge NBA news headline. Okay. But Embiid, it's the same way, Embiid's been second in the MVP ladder for the past 3 years, so everybody's finally, for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
He's always right there, bro.
Yeah.
What were you saying before I went? Sorry.
Another thing too, here's a fact that I found out recently. So I mean, other than the MVP argument, so you know how Embiid, he led this league in scoring, and James Harden, he led the league in assists, right? So guess another player who did that. I'm telling you, they don't even play anymore. They played back then. But
say it one more time.
I'm saying, guess another. He lead the league in scoring. Somebody lead the league in scoring. Then the other person lead the league in assists. So I was saying, just name me the. Name me the person, the two people, the duo. Quotations.
Are you gonna say Kyrie and LeBron on the Cavs or something?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
When you said scoring and assists, that's where my brain went.
So basically, what I'm saying, the person who led the league in scoring, and another person who led the league in assists, and it was on the same team.
I don't know, bro. Who is it?
It was George Gervin and Johnny Moore.
Oh, all right.
That is crazy, right?
I got a freaking Funko of George Gervin right behind me, bro.
Iceman.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I think with MVP we're sort of on the same page then, that whoever won it, we would have understood, but there is some media push behind either Jokic or Embiid, either way. So
yeah.
How do you feel about De'Aaron Fox winning Clutch Player of the Year? I love De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he should have won that award though. That's what I said.
Who do you think she's gonna win it?
Fucking Damian Lillard. Easy.
I think okay. Look,
Bro,
I don't
when
agree
the
with you.
award was made, everybody was saying it should be called the Damian Lillard Award. It's literally his award.
Yeah, but
Dame is known for Dame time. Like, how could he not win the award?
I think because he didn't. I mean, he didn't win. He didn't win games. That's really it. He didn't really have that many clutch moments this year. De'Aaron Fox was just literally leading everybody in clutch scoring in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you have a good point. But I just think we were just talking about like the media push. It's just like Damian Lillard is known for being the clutch player. Even if he wasn't good this season, it's like, oh, you're echoing a little bit, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got you. Hold on. All right, is it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I know that he wasn't great this season, but again, it's like that's what Dame is known for. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what my viewpoint on it is like, if it's what a player is known for, how the fuck you not gonna give him that award? If it's like basically their whole that's Dame's namesake, bro.
You got a point.
But yeah, you also had a point though where it's like the stats speak for themselves, but that sort of brings up another good conversation though. It's like, where do we draw the line between media and reputation and actual stats with these awards? Because everybody says LeBron should be MVP every season, but that's just because he's fucking like LeBron and he has so many freaking 15-year-olds like Brandon in our group chat that would just want to cheer for him, even if he goes like fucking 10-72 in a season or something.
Yeah, you got a point. No, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where the line between media and stats like lies. Like LeBron could go, he could lose like every single game in a season, and people would still have him as MVP somehow.
No, that's exactly how it is, man. 'Cause, like, yeah, it's popular. That's really it.
Yeah.
That's the same for Curry. Curry team could be like 2-30, and he could, what I'm saying, he could just, go out there, drop 40 on a win.
We should start like a hashtag or something called like hashtag rename the MVP.
Yeah.
Change it from MVP to MPP for freaking most popular player. Yeah.
Most popular player.
Yeah. It ain't no MVP anymore. It's most popular player.
That's exactly how it is.
How you feel about Larry Markkinen winning most improved player? I thought this was easy, just like Coach of the Year, bro. Like, this should have been unanimous.
Yeah. There's no argument.
Yeah, Brunson and SGA did a lot, but I mean, again, when you look at the stats, like Larry Markkinen is like easy.
I remember there was a time people thought Laurie was not even going to be in the league. So
yeah. Mike Brown, Coach of the Year. I mean, there's so much you could say about that, but it kind of speaks for itself. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he came there and he changed the culture for real.
Yeah, and I did a whole video on him, bro. What's crazy is that like the way he did it, like, is Spurs basketball. Like, and I did a whole video breaking that down, but it's like, I honestly feel like if Pop retires and we don't have a replacement, we could get Mike Brown to do it.
For real?
Yeah, because I know like Mike Brown used to work for the Spurs, so there's like a little history there. But like, if you look at the way he's coaching people and like the way he does his plays and what the culture he's trying to bring to Sacramento is really like a family and teamwork culture, which is just the Spurs culture, So that's why like he's bringing Spurs culture to Sacramento. So that's why I feel like he could be a decent coach for the Spurs, if anything were to happen.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, he won it unanimously for obvious
I
reasons.
don't think
Like,
people really speak much about that. Like he won this unanimously. Like nobody.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It was
there's a
like,
reason why. Like, he should win it unanimously. Like,
is he
freaking.
the first person to win it unanimously?
Let me look it up real quick. But I mean, he went from a 16-year playoff drought to almost beating the quote-unquote Warriors dynasty in the playoffs.
Right.
Like, I know they lost, but he still took them to fucking 7 games. Who has won Coach of the Year unanimously? Yeah, Mike Brown becomes first unanimous winner.
Yeah. Nobody brought that up. That's crazy.
Why does nobody talk about that, bro?
Nobody talks about that. That is crazy.
I guess nobody talks about it because, again, it's just like, as it should.
Yeah.
As it should be. You know?
Yeah. It's like it's just the Kings, you know? They like, yeah, it's the Kings. That's why.
Yeah. I'll ask this, though. If the Kings didn't go on a crazy run, or, like, didn't end their playoff drought this year, who do you have as Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year. It would have been the Nuggets head coach. Wait, no, who's the Nuggets head coach, Mike Malone. He probably won it back to back.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have gone with and I'm gonna get like a bunch of hate for this just because of recent events, but I would have gone with the Grizzlies head coach.
Taylor Jenkins?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm pretty sure that's who you predicted to win it, like in your Instagram post too.
I did? No, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even think
Go
I did
check.
vote
Go
for
check.
him.
Go
I
check
think
right now.
I think Coach of the Year.
I'm pretty sure you did like a Coach of the Year prediction, Taylor Jenkins. Let me pull it up real quick. Is there an easy way for you to pull it up? That way I don't gotta like
Yeah,
scroll through all
I
your
gotta
stuff.
put it up right now.
Okay, see if you have a Coach of the Year prediction.
Yeah, I don't have no Coach of the Year prediction.
Bro, I could have sworn you posted Taylor Jenkins Coach of the Year for something. But
Yeah, I think I said, did he win it last year?
I think so. I don't remember. But the reason I say that is because with Ja being like Ja not playing and everything like that, everybody was debating like, oh, are the Grizzlies better without Ja Morant? And it's like, no, that's not the reason. The reason is just because they have a decent coach that does good rotations when their star player is out. You know, he's able to make adjustments when players aren't there, and that's a good coach.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my reason behind it. Is like he's able to coach. I mean, he doesn't rely solely on Ja Morant. You know, again they got beat by the Lakers, but it's like, you know, he's able to adjust to things when certain players are out or not performing, which is what a coach does. I don't have anything to say about these two, but if you do, then go ahead. Triple J winning Defensive Player of the Year and Malcolm Brogdon winning Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because I feel like those are just home runners.
All right, so now we'll get into some of the juicy stuff. What was your reaction when the Bucks lost?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, at first I was like, okay. I wasn't really surprised at the Bucks loss, because the Heat and the Bucks, they had this ongoing rivalry. I know people don't want to say it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry.
Yeah, I agree, because they've been in the playoffs together for like the past like 3 or 4 years. And every other year the other person wins. Like 2021 was our championship year. The year before that the Heat won. And then we won in 2022, but we lost to the Celtics, and then the Heat won this year.
Yeah, I think
every playoffs is a statement game with the Heat and the Bucks.
I think Jimmy really don't like the Bucks. Like he he don't like the Bucks.
Giannis don't like the Heat either, so I mean it's fair.
Yeah. And when it comes to like having somebody weakness, that he had always have an answer for the Giannis. Even when he plays good or he played freaking great, they always have an answer, and that's why I don't. That's what I
Yeah.
like about the Heat, because the Heat, they're not scared of Giannis. They was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say when if the Suns, you know how the Suns were when they played against Giannis. Like
Yeah.
they let him do whatever. The Bucks
Yeah.
was they just did, I mean no, the Heat and the Celtics, they just literally don't have any tolerance when it comes to Giannis and the way how he played physical and everything. Like they really matches his energy.
Yeah. What do you feel about all the people saying like Timothy Butler and stuff like that? Like,
Oh, yeah, this nigga's playing great. He's literally just unstoppable on all fronts.
I don't
Like
honestly feel
nobody can stop this man, bro. When he put his mind to it, like he's coming out of nowhere, bro.
I honestly think that we could have played better defense. Like Drew Holiday, I've talked multiple times, especially when we won our championship, about how good he is on defense, and
Yeah.
he just didn't do it this year, and he didn't do it against the Celtics really that much either, which I talked
True.
about when we lost against the Celtics. It's like, bro, you were such a powerhouse on defense, like you were fucking insane on defense, and now you're like slightly above average, if that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but how did your defense game just drop off all of a sudden?
Then what's his name? Jimmy Butler. He was literally he was hunting him down all the time.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
don't
especially
understand.
down the stretch. He did not mess with him.
Yeah, I just don't understand how Drew Holiday's like defense just like changed so sporadically, and then we just didn't shoot good either. We kept like throwing up threes and stuff like that. Like, wasn't hitting anything. It was just bad. But I want to get your thoughts on Giannis's speech though.
It's all about. I'm not even gonna lie with that too. He,
Are
about
you on?
that failure thing. I mean, he already won a chip, so I mean, I
Yeah.
don't understand. You know, I won't say like he has nothing to prove, because he's more of adding on to more of his legacy and everything. But I mean, outside that chip, what do we speak about Giannis Antetokounmpo for? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always say like that
How? I'll ask you a question that I've thrown around with my coworkers a couple times.
what's up?
How many rings does Giannis have to win to be top 10, top 5, top whatever all time? Like,
So about that too. So he has all the regular season accolades.
yeah.
MVP, he already got a Defensive Player of the Year. Now to get those rings, he need to make a statement really, because he got a 6 minute, no, not 6 minute. He has a most improved. So to be a top 5, top 10. So right now, I would say he's slightly under Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
But at his career ending, he has to, he's gonna pass him just because career averages and,
Yeah.
he's not done winning awards.
You put Curry or Giannis above
All.
like each other. Like, you got Curry or Giannis by the time Giannis retires.
Well, the way how Curry's going right now, I feel like he's gonna end up in my top 10. Right now, he's right outside my top 10. And Giannis right now, he's in my top 20.
Okay, that's fair. I can agree with that.
Or top 25 to be fair. So if I was gonna put, I'm not even gonna lie, if Giannis need to catch up to Curry, he needs to win multiple chips. But if Giannis can't win outside that one chip, I don't think, especially being that main guy,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can really talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo like how we talk about any other greats.
Well, I agree to an extent. That's why I was sort of asking, like, how many more championships does Giannis have to win to be like in conversations for like top 15, top 10?
If he's gonna be top 10, he definitely need to win 3 or more.
Three or more. So he needs to
3 or more.
tie Curry with 4.
Thing is with that too. Wait, hold on. Okay, let me change my criteria. He needs to win 2 or more because he
Okay,
need
yeah.
to pass Hakeem. Hakeem is like if once you pass Hakeem, you're definitely a top 10 player or you're near a top 10 player.
All right. I feel you.
Yeah.
So this or go ahead. I thought you were done. My bad. Go ahead.
oh my fault. So that's what I mean. Like about that.
So this is off topic from what I have written down, but did you see the whole conversation we had in the group chat talking about this sort of thing as well, where
Not really.
we talked me and Bogo, as usual, going back and forth. Me and Bogo always in some sort of argument. We said there's a difference between being the best player and being the best at your position. And we said that Curry is a better player than Magic, but I have Magic higher than Curry because Magic is the better point guard, and he's better at his position.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Curry is more like a combo guard, shooting guard type player. Like he's not your traditional point guard. Like when you talk about Curry and his scoring ability, like his scoring ability reminds you of a shooting guard because he really be scoring most of the time without the ball in his hands. But he brings up the ball because he's just that size. Like if we're being honest, he's just like a playmaking Klay Thompson at most times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I completely agree. Like I said, like Magic is the better point guard because he's a point guard versus Curry's just a shooter. Like, but I guess that's all for the Curry Magic. I I expected that to go longer, but I mean, we just completely agree with each other. So I mean, more about the Bucks stuff though. This is again sort of the juicy stuff. Like, I feel how did you feel about Mike Budenholzer getting fired? Because I have mixed feelings about it, given everything that happened.
So his brother died.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. I mean, not okay, but there's not much you can say on that. Like, your brother died. There's nothing you can really say. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah, like you're not gonna be in the right mindset to do the right things.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened. Like he wasn't in the right mindset to do the right things.
Yeah, that's why I have like mixed feelings about whether they should have fired him or not, because he's been making mistakes for a couple seasons is the problem. So it's like it was about time that he got fired, but it's just the timing was really bad because it's like
very bad.
It's like
I think they want to take on that Nick Nurse sweepstakes before it gets too late.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because I don't know too much about Nick Nurse, to be honest. I don't know what his coaching style is or what he'll do if they bring him.
Well, okay, I'm gonna just give you this example on Nick Nurse. I mean, when it comes to utilizing, I won't say big people, but he had to work. He had to work what he had, and I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think Nick Nurse should have been fired. I really think like when it came to Nick Nurse, it was just like the GM didn't really do their job, and they didn't make the quota.
Yeah.
And somebody just said, "Hey, I gotta fire one of y'all," and Nick Nurse wasn't stepping down or whatever, and he just got fired. But basically, I think people really forget how bad this Raptors roster really was. At
Yeah.
one point, they was running Pascal Siakam at the center position. Like that's how desperate they was. Like they needed Pascal Siakam, who's literally like 6'9", right? Isn't he like 6'9", 6'10"?
I would say so. Yeah, I can double check for you, but I'm pretty sure he's like 6'10".
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, he got an incredible long wingspan, but he's skinny. He's not a big man, and they had to, like, what I'm saying, they had to trade for Jakopoto and everything.
Oh
Jakopoto,
wow, he's actually
what?
way shorter than we both thought. He's not even 6'9". He's 6'8".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they and Nick Nurse, he's a defensive minded coach, and when he had Kawhi, it was literally perfect for him because Kawhi is like a two-way shot creator and defender. Like this man can literally, what I'm saying, like do everything this man Nick Nurse was asking for. And he had Kyle Lowry, but now he has Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, look, he's an amazing player, not efficient. Small. Everybody attacks him. I mean, that's literally what happened in the playing game. Like everybody literally just attacked this man Fred VanVleet down in the paint. Like he's not like defensive. And Nick Nurse, he loved his defensive guys. Gary Trent Jr., he kind of fell off. I remember this man used to be like a perimeter stealing guard. I don't know what happened to him. Then they got OG. OG, they're running him at shooting guard. Really, I'm not even gonna lie. If I had OG on on the Spurs or something, I'm running him at the wing because that's more his natural position. Then they have literally no offensive sets when it comes to these players either because they have no shot creators or they don't have no real playmakers. Fred VanVleet, he tried to run the playmaking, but he's really a shot creator. He's literally like an underside guard. So I mean, Nick Nurse, he really tried working what he had. Then they actually got what they needed. They needed a defensive center. And as soon as they got a defensive center, you started to see a lot of things started turning around. But their offense wasn't hitting, so Jakob couldn't really play that much. And it was just like they don't have the type of players they needed. So I don't really blame Nick Nurse. Everybody's gonna blame Nick Nurse because
Everybody blames the coach. Everybody blames the coach. Like no matter what team or like what, like it's not even just NBA. Like any sport, if something goes wrong, the first person that people blame is the coach. It could be baseball. It could be freaking hockey. It could be football. The person that people always blame first is the coach if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm really gonna blame. I mean, Pascal Siakam. Yeah, he did his thing. He tried to do his thing. I'll say that because he came in with the expectations. He was trying to win MVP, all that nice stuff. But then again, you have players who really didn't really take their job seriously like that. I mean, Scotty Barnes, he's young. I think isn't this his rookie year? No, it's his sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his sophomore year.
He got drafted with Evan Mobley, which was the same year as Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And everybody wanted this man. Why can I not think of his name? Scotty Barnes. Look, they missed out on the KD sweepstakes, and they should have traded for him. I would have pulled the trigger.
Although, I don't know how well KD sweepstakes is working out right now. Sun's looking a little rough, and KD's keeps getting injured. So, a lot of people gonna say it's a hot take and everything like that. But I don't think KD is worth trading that much for anymore. Like, obviously he's a good player. I'm still saying he's a superstar, but it ain't worth trading your whole fucking team and like $100 million and shit like that for him, like it was back in the day.
I would have traded that because KD, on the other hand, he really kind of fit their system.
Yeah.
So I mean that's.
But if you
That's why I'm
trading like I'm saying like KD ain't worth like what was fucking like what was he traded for before? Let me check. Cause
KD was traded for like 3 first-round picks.
wasn't he traded for like a bunch of players though? Hang on.
Yeah, he was traded for Mikel. Who's another player? I just can't remember them on top of my head.
I'm not talking about just this one. I'm talking about like all the different trades for him in the past.
Oh, KD. I mean, yeah,
Durant's
he did get
deal,
traded
yeah.
twice, right? He got traded to Brooklyn. He only been traded twice.
Uh, traded to the Nets in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, Travion Graham, and 164 million over 4 years. Like, I that's like a shit ton of money, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying like KD is not worth like 3-digit million, but still like KD. Again, a lot of people gonna say this is a hot take. I feel like KD's starting on the decline this season. Like, I feel like his best years are starting to be behind him. Like, cause he's getting injured way too often now, and he keeps his teams keep losing, bro. Oh, I think.
All right, my Wi-Fi just came off. Hey, man, I gotta go.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you later then.
I'll see you later. Hey, thank you for having me on, bro.
For sure, bro. We'll get together here soon. All right.
Hey, tell me when you post it. I might edit it so I can post it on my TikTok.
All right. I feel you. All right. Later, bro.
All right, man. Hey, thank you. I just don't want this noise to like ruin your thing. So yeah, let me hurry up.
Yeah. No worries, bro. You have a good one.
All right, man. Much love. Much love.
For sure.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, CJ had to dip out for a little bit. We're actually like 50 minutes into this recording, so we're actually wrapping up here soon. And my hair is messy. I need a haircut, ladies and gentlemen. So one thing I unfortunately didn't get to talk to CJ about was, again, more about Mike being fired. So it's just... The team had to do what they had to do. The timing is just unfortunate because there's going to be a little bit of PR behind that, like that they have to deal with. Because again, like we're talking about it right now, like firing him around when his brother died. Because it's like you're letting the man lose his family and his job like less than a month away from each other. Like that's rough. But at the same time, he did screw up. Like he has screwed up the past couple years, so we had to make a change. But you know, you could argue this season, you know, with his brother dying. Like obviously, that's you're not going to be in the right state of mind. And I talked about this last episode. But even if you excuse this season, that doesn't excuse the other past 2-3 seasons either, because you know, even with us winning the championship, there were a lot of questionable decisions. With the Celtics series, there were a lot of questionable decisions, you know. So it just feels like it was a long time coming, and that's why that's why the Bucks fired him. It's just unfortunate timing. But I know a lot of people are questioning like if Giannis was asked like his feelings on it before they made the decision, because Giannis and Mike sort of had like a connection, much like Tim Duncan and Greg Popovich. So it's interesting. It will be interesting to see how Giannis reacted to it. And there's a lot of people talking about blowing up the Bucks team. I don't know if that will actually happen, but if it does, it's a similar situation because, again, Giannis talks very highly of Middleton. Giannis talks very highly of Drew Holiday and everything. So it will be very interesting to see what happens. If any of y'all have seen the Giannis documentary, Giannis has a very large connection to Milwaukee because they're the ones that gave him a chance, you know, everything like that. And that's why he promised Milwaukee a championship and he brought them a championship. But, you know, if he starts to feel betrayed because his coach left him, like the other players left him. It could be interesting to see where he goes and everything. But I think that's all I have for this episode, guys. I know it's a bit shorter than usual, but pretty much all the stuff I have on here, I was going to talk with CJ about. So I think that's all for this one. I will go ahead and see y'all in the next one, guys. Nathan Burnett, episode 47.